April 24th, 2025. And on Thursdays, we get a chance to hear from the wonderful, amazing servant leader, multiple business owner, entrepreneur that has his hands in several buckets. You see, that's how millionaires roll. Millionaires don't put all their eggs in one basket, they have multiple baskets and fill them all up. And so, what I love about this gentleman is that he's always open to learning and growing. And I have seen the growth and I have learned from him. So, it's my pleasure to introduce to some and produce, present to some and introduce to others. Willie Mooney, are you out there, sir?
Great morning, Kathy. How are you this morning? Great morning, great morning, great morning.
I'm feeling fantastic. I'm calling in from Kentucky on the way to see you guys in Chicago.
Oh, wow. On the road again.
Bam.
Wow, love it. I'm looking forward to seeing you all. Oh man, it's gonna be is my brother Adrian coming?
No, somebody's got to work.
Oh, I hear that. Right. Brother, make the if you at the sound of my voice, brother, make them dough nuts. That's what I'm talking about.
Makes it possible. It makes it possible.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you for the awesome introduction. Great morning, Akana Nation. This is the week of 420, so I want to jump right in because I'm super excited. So last week, well, let me just say this. The first season we beginning this year, it was all about the season of accumulation, right? So jumping into this next season, right? I'm talking about now planting seeds and growth. So last week I covered, and this is a series that I'm doing, but I covered last week um, how mental. I delivered a message saying we needed to have clear vision, right, versus organized chaos, right? In this season that I'm talking about regarding vision, clarity, and intentional planting, right? This is seed season, right? We're in this right now. So last week I talked about the clear vision versus organized negative chaos, right? And I pointed out, identifying what's blocking the vision so that we can plant with clarity, right? Very important. So if you didn't hear last week's message, go to last Thursday in your app and just take a listen to that because it's all going to start to make sense as we continue to go out in this growth process, in this series, right? So this week is 420, you all. It's the 420 week. And I want to talk about actually the title of today that I want to talk about was pretty, I think, powerful. Just let me first start out by saying, again, message starts with me, ME. And you can imagine as I'm sharing the type of turbulence that I'm going through because message starts with me. So I'm unveiling the stories that are happening, the stories that have been happening as I share these messages. So here we go. So this being 420 week, right? I think this is a very high momentum message because we're moving into momentum. So here we go. This title is You Want to Sow Where You Want to Grow. Let me say that one more time. You want to sow where you want to grow. So I want to leave scripture with you if you don't mind. Galatians 6 chapter 7 verse says, Be not deceived, God is not mocked. For wherever a man soweth, though he shall reap, right? Galatians 6 chapter 7 verse. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So my opening thought is this. You cannot grow in a place where you have not planted. Let me say that one more time. You cannot grow in a place where you haven't planted. So in this season, we must be intentional about where we place our energy, our time, and this is the the biggest thing, even our words. See, the harvest doesn't happen by accident because that's what we're headed towards the harvest, but it doesn't happen by accident. It happens by being in alignment with certain things. So this week, as we celebrate 420, our anniversary, right? The 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 day was 420, but we're celebrating the day that our company was founded. We don't just want to honor our past, we want to sow into our future. So what we choose to sow right now will determine what grows from now into the summer months into the future. So I want to point out five. I hope you have pen and paper, right? I want to point out five dimensions or five. I call them the 5 T's of strategic sowing. So I hope you have pen and paper, right? Here we go. Short and sweet. We want to sow our time where we want to be the master, right? So our time in the area where we want to master. So let's look at it like I want to get better in this area. So this is where I'm going to sow, right? My time. The first T is time. So your time where you want to master. So be present. Here's the key. Be present where you want to grow powerful. Present. A lot of times we can be distracted and be sitting in a place, but maybe we're on our cell phone, or listening but not listening, or I don't think I could say it any better than that. Like we're distracted by something. There's distractions that's blocking us. And would you believe that time is the currency of growth? Where you're present, right? So be present where you want to grow powerful, right? I'm gonna leave that right there. I don't want to dive too deep. The next T I want to talk about is talent, right? Talent, Talent, right? Now, this is a good one. We all have gifts. So, a lot of times we see those gifts showing up just organically, naturally. And our gifts make room for us and they put us before great men and women, according to scripture. So, doesn't it make sense to sow, right? We're talking about seeds, sow our talent where we want to lead. A lot of times, I think it's just organically. I mean, the good and the bad and ugly with myself does show up, but definitely where my talents are. If I don't subdue my talents, if I don't bury my talent, right? That's also in scripture. If I don't bury my talent, it shows up in leadership. And that's really good. Sometimes we reserve saying what it is that we do well, and that may be something that God may use in a business. So when my team knows this, when I look at Team Contagious is a compilation of a lot of people with a whole lot of different talents. And being a leader, because I know, well, I have talents too. We try to bring all those talents to the table, right? Gerald West doing artist, Minister Ernestine doing working out, Dr. Yakima being an educator, brainiac, and I could go on and on, right? Karen Carruthers being a nutritionist, and but man, and then look at all the talents that we have. Let me take it bigger. All the talents that we have within Akana, right? So we should use and sow. That's what we're commanded to do to a certain degree. We should sow those talents where we want to lead in that or lead, right? So use your gifts, your skills, your natural strengths to serve, not just to shine. Let me say that one more time because it can be twisted. Use those gifts, skills, and natural strengths to serve, not just to shine. Teams start to grow when talent is sown in collaboration and not isolation. Whoa, let me say that one more time. Teams grow when talent is sown in collaboration, working together, and not you going into your separate corner in isolation and keeping your talent to yourself. All right, y'all, I'm guilty. Message starts with me, right? All right, this is why I'm learning more and more and more to share, right? So the next T, and this is a big one because we all do it, and this T is talk. 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 Y'all know I love to talk. But let me put it in perspective. Sow your talk where you want to win. Now this is something. Sow your talk where you want to win. And let me break this down. It's easy to say something negative, right? But we have to make sure that we speak life over our goals, life over our team, and life over our customers. Let me say that one more time. Sow your talk where you want to win. It's easy to say something negative, but if we start with a positive mindset and keep with a mindset, speak life over our goals, speak life over our teams, and speak life over our customers, boom, magic happens. I remember just working with my coach recently, right? Goal coach, self-development coach, working with my coach. Ms. Mooney, you got a coach? Yes, I have a coach. Working with my coach, and I was setting out my goals, and I started with my goals out with, I want to get rid of, and let me use an example. I want to get rid of the pain in my hip. And he was like, man, take that out. He's like, I know it's a focus, but take that out. We're not saying anything negative in your goals, right? And that's an example. It was a chin check for me because every time, let me give you what scripture says. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. So we need to plant faith-filled words. So it made sense that in my goals that I'm writing down, I'm only speaking positive. I have dominion, power, and authority, right? I will be strong, right? I don't even have to mention the word weak or pain or anything in negative. So that's just an example of a chin check for myself that I learned. Let everything that I speak be life, right? Because a lot of things, if God says that death and life are in the power of the tongue, I'm just not going to even say it. And that's a habit I got to try to work on. So you all pray for me. So my next one, right? This is number 4, territory. Write this down, territory, right? So I had to learn how to sow in my territory where I'm called to expand. Territory. And let me give you an example of that. We want to expand our territory. We want to expand our business. I had to learn how to not be afraid to plant bold seeds in new soil. And I noticed I said bold seeds in new soil. Remember that time of accumulation? And accumulation was whatever you can draw to you, whatever customer, whatever potential business partner, right? Gathering your seeds during a time of accumulation. It didn't matter what color the seed was, what caliber the seed was, whether it didn't matter, right? That's why I'm using the words bold. Don't be afraid to plant bold seeds in new soil, right? New customers, new regions, new ideas, right? And not doing the same thing, right? Not repeating the same cycle. So the time of accumulation, the resources and everything, the new state, we went to Texas. Don't be afraid to put your foot on fertile soil, right? With new ideas, new customers, new places, right? So that you can see a bigger harvest. Because every harvest starts with stepping beyond what's familiar to you at the time. Let me say that one more time. Territory. Every harvest starts with stepping beyond what's familiar to our current situation. This is how we blow up. This is how it kind of wins. This is how we get the $1 billion bid. My last point, my last T, treasure. 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 Sow your treasure into what you believe in. Sow your treasure into what you believe in, right? Invest in your business, your personal development, your team, yourself. If you believe in you, invest in yourself. This is why I decided to get a coach. This is why I have marriage counseling, right? We have a coach in marriage counseling. I have a male accountability coach. The message starts with me. So this is why you hear me talking about me, right? And then where, scripture says, well, let me just say it. Where your money goes is where your heart is. And let me also include not just the heart, but also the harvest will follow, right? So sowing, SOWING, is not a lose or it's not a loss. It's a faith in future return. That's what sowing can do in those areas, right? So the call to action today, I'm asking, with this being the week of 420, I'm asking the Akana Nation, I'm asking Team Contagious, right? I'm putting out a call to action, and here it is. Where have you or I been expecting growth but haven't sown seeds consistently in that area? What distractions are robbing me and you of our seed planting time? Being focused. What distractions are happening? Right? And then I have to ask myself the question. I want you to do the same. Am I speaking like a harvester? Like what comes out of my mouth? Like I'm expecting a harvest, or just hoping something magically appears? Let me say that one more time. Am I speaking like somebody who is a harvester, because we're in this season of planting, we're in this season of seeds, or just hoping something magically appears? So the challenge of the week, right? That's the call to action. So I'm going to challenge you to pick, write this down, pick one area, right? One of those 5 areas that I just talked about, one of those 5 dimensions, one of those 5 T's. Pick one out of time, talent, talk, territory, or treasure. Pick one and focus on that, right? Document how you'll sow this week. Write it down. Maybe it's reaching out to 10 customers. I don't know what it is that you do. Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe you're a mentor. I don't know. Just, right, pick one, document how you'll sow this week. Maybe it's speaking positive daily, right? Maybe it's taking that money and sowing it into yourself, or sowing it into your team, or whatever it is. Make a financial investment, right? Make a personal investment. Hey, maybe, shout out, not shout out. How can I do that? Maybe, hey, everybody, please do me a favor and go to the Kind of Lifestyle page. I'm not done yet. I haven't closed yet. But go to the Kind of Lifestyle page. It is back, that Caribbean jerk sandwich, and send that Zelle, limited quantity, will be delivered Saturday at 12 o'clock. Go look at the picture, y'all. I bet you just looking at it, it's going to bless you. All right. So, okay, that's the last challenge. Watch for the signs of sprouting. See, seeds sprout. So I want you to anticipate that as you do these things and think about these things and work these things, that you can watch for the signs. Success leaves clues. So if you could watch for the signs of sprouting, right? In my closing, I went a little over, but my closing encouragement is don't judge your harvest by today's silence. Don't judge yourself. Just be patient with yourself. Be good to yourself. So don't judge yourself by what you see today, right? Look forward to the harvest. See, seeds don't make noise when they grow. They don't. They just break through the ground, and then all of a sudden you start seeing it. So let this week be a bold sowing season. We are in 420. Your momentum is multiplied by your motion, right? Motion is lotion, as Mom Mitchell would say. Keep your hand to the plow and your faith to the ground, right? So, scripture, 9 Corinthians 9, 6 chapter. He that sows sparingly reaps sparingly. He that sows sparingly shall reap sparingly. But he that sows bountiful shall reap bountiful. Love you all. Back to you, Kathy.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Willie. Wow, wow. Well, you got your marching orders, and I've got something to assist you with your marching orders. So today, skin care, body care, and hair care are all buy three, get one free. Those are the products that are buy three, get one free: skin care, body care, and hair care. Hair care, skin care, and body care are buy three, get one free. So your hibiscus body butter, your 3-in-1 shampoo, your hemp powered hair, the mango body cream, the mask, the moisturizer, the all of the hair care, as I mentioned, and so the hair care, skin care, and body care. Buy three, get one free. This is the time to stock up on those products that you love. I love the hibiscus body butter. I have it in my purse. Um, I love the hemp powered hair, all the products. So this is the time to do that. So run, go tell everybody that today buy three, get one free includes just the skin care, body care, and hair care. Y'all go out. I'll see you guys soon in Chicago. And y'all, the rest of you, go out and have a kind of day. Bye for now. Oh, don't forget about the call tonight. The call tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central.